Welcome back to part 2 of Hidden Roots. After my dad died, I found a box of papers under his bed that showed he'd been lying about his age by over a decade and had a completely different birthday to the one we celebrated with him every year. The secrets didn't end there though, and in this episode you can find out what else I found out and what I did next. If you missed episode 1, you can watch it here. Enjoy. Dad was from a huge Ghanaian family. He was one of 13 brothers and sisters, hundreds of cousins, but for some reason he'd had a big fallout with the family when he was younger and he just lost contact with them. So when I was growing up, I never knew anything about them. I didn't know what their names were, I didn't know what anybody looked like, and he really kept that side of himself pretty separate.
Finding Dad's original passport was a shock. But finding this photo album underneath his bed in the bottom of a box with people in it who I was sure were his family was a bigger one. Dad's reluctance to ever talk about the family had made me think that maybe something really bad had happened. Maybe he'd never known them. Maybe there'd been a huge fallout. It definitely seemed like no love was lost there. But this album, with the photos all carefully cut out and arranged, painted a different picture. I could feel that he cared. And as soon as I saw the faces of these people, it gave me a window into Dad's past that I never had when he was alive. It gave me a window into Ghanaian life too. Not the sort of images showed by Band-Aid back in the day, but real Ghanaian life. Happy, proud people just living their lives. There was a story behind every one of these photos, and I wanted to know all of them. Was the man in the sharp suit and bowler hat my granddad? Maybe some of the women in here were ex-girlfriends. These young people smiling and laughing in the sun. Was that my dad with my aunties and uncles? This photo album was a link to Dad's heritage and mine too. And I hadn't realised how important that was to me until I found it.
If you're enjoying this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with new episodes. Suddenly I was finding all this stuff that linked him to those people. Pictures of these African faces, these black faces, these people that were clearly really important to him, but that he hadn't wanted to share with me while he was alive. But annoyingly, there were no names or dates or places on any of the photos, so I couldn't link them to anyone. So I was really close to finding my Ghanaian family, who I'd always wanted to be in contact with, but there was no way of actually doing it.
Dealing with losing a parent for the first time was a lot. And that whole process was complicated for me by the fact I'd found out so much about my dad after he'd died. Things that he could have so easily shared with me when he was alive. But at least now I'd found out what Dad had been hiding. There'd be no more drama or big surprises. Wrong again.
After that, things got even weirder. I found a marriage certificate. My mum and dad were never married, so I knew it wasn't a marriage certificate between the two of them. And it turned out that my dad had got married to a woman named Irene in 1974 in Birmingham. And this is something he never told any of us about and had kept secret from us the whole time that he'd been alive. So now I had a box of stuff linking me to my family, but no way of actually getting in contact with them. I'd also found out that my dad had been lying about his age by over 10 years and pretending to have a different birthday from his true birthday. And he was secretly married the whole time we'd known him, and he'd never told us about it. So who was this man? Over the years, I've wanted to find out more about all that stuff, but life has just always seemed to get in the way a little bit. But 2020 was the year that gave us the gift of time.
From this evening, I must give the British people a very simple instruction. You must stay at home.
Suddenly I found myself trapped at home with not much to do and decided to commit to finding out more about Dad's life and what it was like back in Ghana and what it was like coming to the UK when he was a young man. Also trying to finally get in contact with my Ghanaian family and find my dad's wife and see what their relationship was like. I think I've been holding on to this stuff for a long time, and I'm finally ready to put it all out there and just see what happens next. Thanks for watching guys. Part 3 is out now, so you don't have to wait to find out what happened next.